Hi friends, and welcome to my first yoga class. We're just going to start right away by finding a comfortable seat. Hands can rest on the tops of the thighs, shoulders kind of down along the back so you can really open up through the collarbones and really find a lift through the crown of the head and a rooting down through the sits bones. Exhale whatever breath you have, and let's start with a deep, deep inhale all the way, sip, sip, all the way to the top. And then exhale through the mouth. One more deep inhale all the way to the top. And then exhale through the mouth, let it out. Now let's seal the lips and find a nice steady breath that you can maintain and always turn to throughout this practice. Maybe the exhale is even a little bit longer than the inhale. So do a few rounds, finding your breath. Inhale and exhale. And perhaps we find our hands at Anjali Mudra and really, send something to the outside world, maybe something for yourself. Think of something that you're grateful for coming together during this time of craziness, still making space for this practice. Let's begin by inhaling our arms up above the head, and then the right hand beside the waist, lean over to the right. Then as you inhale, find some length, and as you exhale, sink in. This doesn't have to be your deepest stretch, we're just warming up our body. And then inhale to the center, and then exhale over to the other side, and then inhale, find some length, and then exhale, deepen. Stay for one more breath, and then inhale to the top. Now we'll twist over to the right so the left hand can kind of gently rest on the outside of the right hip, and the gaze can follow over to the right as well if that's comfortable for your neck. Stay for an inhale, and exhale to center, inhale to the left, finding some comfort and ease as you maybe shift your gaze over to the left. Stay for another inhale, and then exhale to center. Let's roll over those shins right into tabletop. So shoulders are stacked over the wrists, hips are stacked right over the knees. And then with your next exhale, really curl up through the thoracic spine. And then maybe inhale, stretch the right side over, kind of shift the shoulders over, and then inhale to the other side. Find some length in both side bodies. And then inhale to cow pose, really drop the belly. And then exhale to cat pose. Inhale to cat. Exhale to cow. Maybe finding some fluidity with this and a chance to explore. And then find a neutral spine and extend the right leg out. Maybe the left arm lifts as well. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So really engage the core. Make sure the hips are square. And on your next exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Really find that same curling cat, and then extend, and then place the hands and feet back down. Now, let's get ready to inhale the left leg back. Maybe the right hand extends forward. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Really finding some steadiness, maybe a gazing point, kind of right at the top of your mat. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend, find some length. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, find length. One more. Crunch, and then extend, and then place the hands down. And then our first Vinyasa modification. So lower the chest and the shoulders and kind of slide through. Inhale to baby cobra, and then exhale back to the ground. Maybe one more baby cobra, really open up through the shoulders, and then exhale to child's pose. This is a pose that you can do at any point in this practice. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. If it's challenging, certainly stick with it. Now let's find ourselves in downward facing dog. So really lifting the hips to the sky, maybe pedaling out the feet, really finding length in your side bodies. Elbows, kind of like an internal rotation of the arms, so pointing the inside of the elbows towards the front of the room. And then inhale, bend the knees, and then extend the legs again. So really finding that length that you did with the knees bent should be how you're feeling in downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Here's our inhale, baby cobra, and then exhale, lower, curl the toes and really lift up as a plank. Use your knees if you have to, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Start to walk the feet up straight if you can, and then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and then inhale with a slight bend in the knees all the way up, and then inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, and then find your hands at your hip. All right, lifting up the left knee towards the chest, really engaged with that right glute. So no dumping into the lower back. You're really lifting up that knee by really engaging that glute. Now lower the left knee perpendicular and then lean it over halfway to tree pose. And again, lifting in that same way, really engaging your glute. Now lower the leg slightly and bring it back to center, and then gently lower your leg. Lift the right leg up, again engaging through the left glute, really lifting through that. Instead of dumping into the lower back, really keep the same posture as you would as if you're standing. And then lower, and then bring it out to the right a bit, like halfway to tree, and then again lifting through, engage that left glute. And then lower it down and bring it back to center, and then gently bring your foot back down. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then here, you can do any of those modified vinyasas or all the way back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, staying here for a breath. And exhale. And then inhale, look forward, bend the knees, hop or walk up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to the top. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms to Anjali Mudra. And then clasp the hands behind the back and then lean forward for just a nice shoulder opening stretch. So really clasp the fingers together, and it doesn't matter how high your arms go, but do try and keep your hands clasped together close. Your hands can even stay on your lower back. And then inhale, let the clasp go, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, rise on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, hop or walk up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now lower the hips for Utkatasana, my bad. And really kind of find the same angle that's in your upper body with your shins. Maybe peek down, see if you can see your toes. And arms are along the ears. Doesn't matter how low you go, but inhale, stretch up, and then forward fold, Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the left foot back, and then lower down to, oh my goodness, I forget the name, but low lunge. And then inhale the arms up, or keep them on your thigh if that's what's comfortable. And then stay here. Really kind of lower the tailbone towards the ground. And then drop the hands to the floor, finding a low split. leaning over the right leg, curl the toes towards your face. You can use some blocks under your hands or some other clever things you have at home, maybe books, and then rebend that right knee, kind of a low runner's lunge. And so inhale the right arm up towards the sky and kind of making big circles in either direction. So inhale in one direction and then exhale, bring it back up the other way. Maybe one more circle. Inhale all the way up and around, and then exhale, bring it back down. Then you're going to bring your right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog, and then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend, curl the knee towards the nose. Inhale, extend, curl the knee to the nose, and then drop the foot between the hands, high lunge. Maybe the hands extend overhead. Really kind of lower the tailbone down towards the ground. Maybe you close your eyes if balance is treating you well today. And then arms go along the body, kind of lean a bit forward, still finding a nice straight line in your body. And then exhale, hands to the ground. Bring that right or your left foot up to the top of the mat, halfway lift, and then exhale your right leg back to the back of the mat, low lunge. Maybe the hands rest along your thigh so you can find some really nice length in your body.
Hey Google, turn off the
Maybe
heat.
the arms go up overhead, whatever is comfortable. Maybe you even close your eyes here. Again, if balance is treating you well, why not? If you can do this whole practice with closed eyes, that's so wonderful.
Hey Google, turn off the heat.
All right, exhale, we're gonna do a half split, so leaning over the left leg. Again, blocks can come in handy here. Curl those left toes to your face and really open up through the shoulders. Let's not dump here and round the back. Now we're gonna kind of rebend that left knee and find a runner's lunge, and we're gonna extend the left arm up towards the sky. So we're kind of twisting over to the left side of the mat. And then we're gonna do big shoulder circles again here in either direction. So kind of extending it one way towards the front of the mat and then circling back. Let's do one more circle towards the front and then to the back. And then finding your hands at the top of the mat, extend your left leg back up, three-legged dog. And then exhale, knee to nose, find that cat in your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. One more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose, and drop the foot between the hands gently. All right, rise up, crescent lunge. I like to kind of square my hips and make sure they're kind of, straight and forward, so I'm not dumping into my lower back, and then extend the arms up overhead. Stay here. Lower the chest halfway, extend the arms alongside the body, and then hands lower to the ground. And then inhale your right leg up, inhale halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utthita, lower the hips, bend the knees. Hands to heart center, deep inhale, and then exhale, twist over to the right. So bringing your left elbow to your right thigh and near your hands to your chest to really find some opening and length here, and lower your seat as well. Inhale, Utthita. Hands to Anjali Mudra, big inhale, and then twist over to the left. So right elbow on the right knee, and really open up through the collarbones as you twist over to the left. Lower the seat a bit. Inhale, arms up overhead, Utthita. Inhale, extend, straighten up, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring your foot forward between the hands. Rise up, crescent lunge. Settle in. And then exhale your hands to your hips. Start to shift forward gently to Vira C, Warrior 3. Really square the hips, even encourage your left toes to point down towards the ground. Really find a steady gazing point here as we stay here for a few breaths. It's okay to lose your balance, just come right in. And then inhale your knee to your chest. And then exhale to Warrior 3. Inhale, knee to your chest as you straighten upright. And then exhale, Warrior 3. One more, inhale your knee up to your chest. And then find a little twist here to the left. So the right hand can kind of graze on the knee as you open up. Really flex through that left foot. And then inhale, back to Warrior 3. Gently land the foot into Warrior 1. Maybe you straighten the front legs, settle in. And then clasp the hands behind the back. Really find squaring in your hips, so maybe bump the leg to the right a bit. And then forward fold into Humble Warrior. So maybe you place a block under the head. Really make sure to kind of pull a little bit, kind of the right hip back, so you're finding a little bit more squaring. And then inhale back up to Warrior 1, straighten the front leg, and then lean over for pyramid pose. So again, hands can rest on a block, whatever is comfortable here. Really find some length instead of crunching in that upper back. Really open up through the chest. Bump the back foot back a little bit, and then extend your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose, and then plant the foot down. Rise up, Warrior 2. So maybe you straighten that front leg to just kind of gain your alignment and really sink into this. Maybe this is a deeper Warrior 2 than you usually do. Maybe your thigh is parallel to the mat. All right, flip the palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. So really kind of open up the right shoulder a little bit more towards modified side angle. Right elbow to right thigh, left hand on your hip. Perhaps you have to lift up a little bit out of this pose so you can continue to find length in both side bodies. Just find a comfortable gaze. Inhale, Warrior 2, and then exhale, cartwheel the hands. Bring that foot back to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot between the hands. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge, arms up overhead. Knee over the ankle. And then hands to the hips as you shift halfway down. Lean forward, Virabhadrasana C. So square the hips, point the right toes down towards the ground. Find a steady gazing point. No worries, come on in if you fell out. And then inhale, rise, bring the right knee to the chest. Exhale, extend, Warrior 3. Inhale, knee to the chest. Exhale, Warrior 3. Keep your balance if you can. One more time. Inhale your knee slowly, carefully up to the chest. And then we're gonna twist over to the right a bit. So your right hand can find, a space in your lower back. Your left hand can be on your thigh as you open up your shoulders to the right side of the room. And then bring your knee up to your chest. Extend your leg back to Warrior 3. And then gently lower to Warrior 1. Maybe straighten out that front leg. And then rebend for Vira A. All right, gently lower the arms behind the back. Clasp in the opposite, like not your usual go-to way. And then you're gonna lean forward into humble warrior. And we have a tendency to have the left hip kind of sneak forward, so really kind of inch it back a bit so there's a little bit more squaring with that left hip to the right hip. So staying in humble warrior for another breath or so. And then inhale, rise, arms up overhead, and then square the hips, lean forward to pyramid on the left side. So kind of draping our body against our left leg, finding a nice deep stretch here. Use blocks if you need it. Bump the back foot back a little bit, and then inhale your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up overhead. Maybe this is a deeper warrior two than usual. We're not going to be here long, as you recall on the other side. Really kind of open up through the shoulders, gaze is over the fingertips. Really bring your knee over your wrist. Flip the hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay for the exhale. Then inhale to warrior two. Modified extended side angle. Left elbow to left thigh, right hand on your hip. Really extend through both side bodies. We're really trying to find length. So you might even find that you have to lift up a little higher than you normally do to find that energetic length from your heel, crown of your head. Inhale, warrior two. And then cartwheel the hands down, bring that front foot back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, urdhva mukha svanasana. Exhale, adho mukha svanasana. Inhale, rise on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, and hop through to your seat. Maybe Ashtanga style if that is your thing with blocks, like how I play around with. Now, Navasana. So I like to have my hands behind my thighs or behind me to really open up through the chest. This is a really challenging pose for me. So really flexing through the feet and finding your shins as parallel as possible to the floor. I know it's really tough, but hang in here. There's just a little bit more of torture left. Inhale, Ardha Navasana, lower down slowly. And then exhale, Navasana. Inhale, Ardha Navasana. Making sure your lower back is supported, and then exhale, Navasana. One more time, exhale, Ardha Navasana, and then maybe you cross your feet, kind of doing scissors with your feet. Making sure, again, like you can bring your legs, now with straight legs, bring your feet up above your hips. Careful, inhale your left leg down towards the ground. Exhale, crunch twist, inhale, lower, inhale the leg up. Exhale, lower the right leg, crunch, twist, inhale, lower, exhale, lift the leg up, lower both legs, exhale, crunch up, inhale, lower, bring the left leg, inhale, lower the left leg, exhale, twist, crunch, inhale, lower, exhale, one more crunch, inhale, lower, now lift up the leg. Inhale, lower the right leg, exhale, twist, crunch, inhale, lower, one more time, exhale, twist, inhale, lower, lift the leg back up. Now lower both feet. Crunch up, inhale, lower, inhale, crunch up, exhale, lower, and then inhale the feet back up to the sky. Now we're going to be doing bicycles. All right. Twist, 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 twist. Now stay here with your legs. Extend the other elbow. Ooh, and now back to that original elbow and twist again, bicycle. Twist, 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 twist. Keep the legs here. Extend the opposite elbow. Oh, back to your original elbow. And now bring the knees into the chest because that was probably hard work for you. That definitely got me sweating. So congrats, you did it. Feet down like bridge pose. Left hand grabs the outside of the right edge of the foot and straighten as much as comfortable. Don't overdo it. Maybe you extend the left leg if it's comfortable, and then you're going to twist over to the left. And you're also really going to firm up and engage your right foot. This is exactly what we're going to be doing momentarily standing up. So we're just getting a hang of this while we have the support of the ground. So we're really kind of twisting open for and preparing for Parivrtta, Utthita, Hasta, Padangustasana when we are standing momentarily. All right, get back to center, lower your foot back down into bridge pose. Now the right hand clasps the left foot, maybe on the outside edge, and then you're gonna twist over to the right. Maybe your left leg extends down. Really engage that bottom foot if you are, and then that left arm can just extend out to the side like a T. Your arm should be in a T. Just stay here for a moment, maybe a slight bend in that right knee, and then we're gonna find our center again, and then bring both knees into the chest. Maybe do a circle one way, circle the other, and then, all right, hands behind the thighs, rock and roll a few times until you get enough power to get into your chaturanga, or go straight into downward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, urdhva mukha svanasana. Exhale, adho mukha svanasana. All right, settle into this downward facing dog, and then back to business. Inhale, extend your right leg for three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot down for warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up overhead. And then settle into your Vira B. Gaze over the fingertips. Exhale, flip the palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, modified side angle like before. Stay. Or play with extending the right arm. Really, again, lift here, right? We don't want to just dump into our lower back. We really want to find length on both side bodies. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So really use that grounding in your left foot to really find length, like energetic length, all the way from that left foot all the way to the arms and through the crown of the head. Inhale, warrior two, flip the palm, reverse your warrior, straighten the leg, and then trikonasana. So maybe bump that back foot up and then lean forward and really try and keep that left hip stacked over that right. Maybe that means that your trikonasana isn't as lower, or doesn't look a certain way. And lean the chest back so it's really in line with your front leg. You should feel a really nice stretch in that left side body, but that's not at the expense of the right side being crunched. So really lift up if that's the case. And maybe even a slight bend in that front knee. I find that that can be a little bit more comfortable during this pose. And then definitely bend the front knee, and then Ardha Chandrasana. So maybe there's a book or a water bottle or a block you can plant your hand on, and then left hip is over the right hip, and you can extend the arm, the left arm overhead as well. Maybe play with some balance. Maybe close the eyes. Really up to you how adventurous you want to get. And then gracefully lower back down into warrior two. Settle in. Exhale, flip the palm. Inhale, reverse. And cartwheel the hands down to both sides of the feet, but wait, listen. Bump up your back foot a bit for pyramid pose. We're going to get ready for Parivrtta Trikonasana. So twisting open to the right, you're going to place your left hand on a block or maybe along your shin, and really keeping that right hip bumped back. You're going to twist open. Maybe the right arm extends. Maybe you keep it on your lower back. This is an intense twist, so you can find a little bit of a slight bend in that front knee. We really want to find ease in this pose. All right, bring the arm back down if it's up, and then bump the back foot back a bit, and then inhale, three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Bend the knee for just a nice hip opening here. Keep the shoulders square to the ground. All right, exhale, knee to right elbow, and maybe you play with flying here. Or you just keep your right knee at your elbow and stay here for a breath. And then you're going to extend your feet back and then just go straight into downward facing dog. All right, inhale your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot down, warrior two on our other side. So take a moment to settle in, and then keep your gaze over those front fingertips. All right, flip your palm, reverse your warrior, inhale. Inhale, warrior two, and straight into our extended side angle. Maybe the left arm extends a bit so that you find this really nice opening. But remember to really root down through that right foot and find length in both side bodies. That might mean lifting up a little bit so that you're finding more comfort and ease in this pose. Keep that knee over your ankle. You might have to bump it a little bit to the left. All right, inhale, warrior two, reverse, and then inhale, bump that back foot in a bit for Trikonasana, lean forward, and then you can rest the left hand against the shin or a block, and again, bringing your shoulders over your front leg. We have this tendency to kind of lean forward and bumping that right foot back a bit. So you should be feeling a really kind of nice stretch in that right side body, kind of almost right near your like pelvis. All right, stay here. And if you didn't already have a slight bend in the knee, bend it and plant your hand down for Ardha Chandrasana. Stack that right hip up above that left hip and really flex through that lifted foot. And maybe you play around with balance here or closing your eyes. Maybe this is enough, and that's okay too. Feel that nice direct energy flowing from the crown of the head through the heel of that floating foot and then through both arms that are extended in either direction and really rooted down through that foot. All right, softly land that foot at the back of the mat for warrior two. Settle in again, and then inhale, reverse your warrior, and then cartwheel the hands back down to the mat on either side of the foot. Put that right foot up a few inches, and then straighten your front leg for preparation for twisting Trikonasana, Parivrtta Trikonasana. So place that right hand on a block. Really bump that right hip back though. It's tempting to kind of let it move forward. Maybe the left arm extends up, maybe not. Maybe it's on the small of the back. All right, lower your hand back down to the mat for a quick rest in pyramid pose. All right, we're gonna get back into three-legged dog with the left leg. You can bend the knee, flex that left foot, keeping the shoulders square to the ground. All right, inhale, extend, exhale, knee to left elbow. Maybe you find a little floating play with lifting that back leg up. Maybe you extend your left leg, or you just stay with your knee at your left elbow. Ain't no thing. All right, bring the feet back to downward facing dog. Settle in here for a moment. Maybe take an inhale through the nose and then exhale, lion's breath with the tongue out through the mouth. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet for Padangustasana. The peace sign fingers around the big toes, and then inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold down. Maybe the elbows bend a bit to help kind of encourage the head down towards the ground. Find a slight bend in the knees here too if it's really intense on your hamstrings. We really want to encourage the tailbone to shoot straight up and to have a nice flat back. So we really don't want to do it at the expense of a curved back to have nice straight legs. That's not the point of what we're doing here. We're going to stay for a few breaths, so get comfortable, really drop the head, maybe sway a little bit. I personally like to do that. Inhale, halfway lift, and then walk the hands back up to the top of the mat to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge, arms up overhead. Bump the back leg in a touch for a narrower stance, and then exhale, lower the knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring the knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bring that back knee down. And then inhale, rise. Lower the arms to the hips. Lean halfway forward to warrior 3. We're going to stay here for a breath or two. Lower that left hip. Engage that back foot, and then inhale, bring that left knee to the chest. 2 options. Your right hand can stay on your knee, and you open up the chest and extend your arms out to a T and open up to the left side of your room. Or feel free to grab the outside of your right foot with your right hand and extend your leg out. Maybe have a bend in the knee, no big deal. Extend the arms out to a T and stay here, making sure your right toes are pointing forward. All right, lower the leg to warrior 3. Now gently lower it to a nice narrow crescent lunge. One more time, we're gonna lower that knee down to the ground, and we are going to hold for just a few breaths. Stay with it. Really make sure you're not dumping into your lower back. Kind of slightly tuck that tailbone, open up through the collarbones. Stay with it, and then inhale, extend, and then lower halfway down. Bring the hands back to the mat. Inhale, extend your right leg up, bend the knee for a 3-legged dog. Play with flipping your dog, really grounding down through that left foot. Otherwise, if you're staying in 3-legged dog, just keep your shoulders squared. All right, dog flippers, come back. Extend your right leg back up to this option to inhale to plank for 3-legged vinyasa. Lower down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale that left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant the foot between the hands. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Maybe narrow that stance a touch. And then exhale, lower the knee just a few inches above the ground. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower, keeping that front knee above the ankle. Inhale, rise. Exhale one more time, lower that back knee towards the ground. Inhale, rise up. Now lean halfway forward and then transition to Vira C. Start to bend your left leg and then carefully bring your right knee towards your chest. We'll play with Parivrtta, Utthita, Hasta, Padangustasana on this side. So we're going to twist open towards the right. So either you can do the same thing on the left side and stick with your knee, or your left hand can grab the outside edge of your right foot and you're going to open up and extend. Really making sure you're opening up through the collarbones. All right, and then we're gonna lower through to warrior 3, gently land to a narrow crescent, and then lower down and hold with your knee above the earth for just a few breaths. All right. Stay with it for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise to crescent lunge. Lean forward. Hands on the ground. Extend the leg back, the left leg back for 3-legged dog. Square the shoulders if you're staying, or feel free to flip your dog. Really ground down through that right foot. If you're flipping, stay for another breath or so. Stay with it. All right, flippers come back. Left leg extends up, three-legged dog. Option for three-legged vinyasa, lower through. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, this time we're gonna walk the hands back for Padangustasana. So hands underneath the feet so you can give your wrists a nice little massage. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Again, find that slight bend in the knees so that your tailbone can really shoot towards the sky and you can find a nice flat back. Get comfortable here, maybe sway. Inhale, halfway lift and release the hands. Kind of bump the toes out and then lower your hips for Malasana. So the elbows are inside the knees and maybe you can find a little bit of pressure pushing out so you can really kind of deepen into this pose. Maybe you stick a block under your bum so you can really just kind of find some ease while you're doing this pose. Plant your right hand on the ground and then inhale, extend your left arm to the sky. If a bind is something that you play with here, feel free to play. You can also stay in Malasana. This is totally optional. All right, back to Malasana. Extend the left hand down to the ground. Inhale your right arm to the sky. Back to center, Malasana. Plant the hands down, lift the hips back up, toes towards the front of the mat. Walk your hands up to the front of the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, pigeon pose. Maybe the shin is parallel to the front of the mat, but it doesn't have to be, whatever's comfortable here. But I really want to encourage you to keep your left hip level with the right. We have this tendency to sometimes let it drift back and up. Inhale, lift up through the chest, and then exhale, lower down. You can put your head on a block, the floor, in your hands, whatever is comfortable here. We're gonna stay for a few breaths. If this causes you any discomfort in the knee, feel free to roll onto your back and do a figure 4 stretch instead. Inhale, start to gently rise. And then lean into that right hip and gently bring your left leg straight ahead. You can place the left sole of the foot or the right sole of the foot into the left thigh. And if you need to put a block under that right knee, go ahead and do that if it's high up in the air. And then you're gonna lean forward and grab onto something. I like to hook my right hand on the outside edge of my left foot to encourage my body to straighten. Really encourage your chest to be straight over your leg by encouraging your right shoulder slightly down. Inhale, flat back, arms up, overhead. Gently bring the right knee in towards the chest, and you can bring your left foot over to the outside edge of your left thigh, and then twist to the right. Left elbow can kind of leverage against your left thigh to open up. Maybe the gaze follows to the right. Gently counter twist the opposite way. Cross the legs and roll over the shins. Options for one last vinyasa if you want it. Otherwise, meet in downward facing dog. From plank, exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, find a pigeon pose. Again, maybe it's going to look a little different on this side, so maybe the shin is more or less parallel, and that's okay, meeting your body where it's at. And then inhale, open up the chest, and then exhale, lower down. Head can rest on your hands, the block, the mat. Encourage your left hip back in case it's snuck up a little bit. You can put a block under your right hip or a blanket, something to cushion that back if you're finding any discomfort or there's a large gap there. Just rest here and get comfortable. Gently rise, lean a little bit into your left hip and swing your right leg gently up in front. Plant the left sole of the foot into your right thigh. Inhale, arms up overhead, flat back, hinge forward, grab the sole of your foot or something and lean forward. I like to have my left hand around the outside edge of my right foot to encourage my left shoulder down. Up to you. Inhale, straight back, rise, arms up overhead. Left knee in towards your chest. Place the left foot on the outside edge of your right foot. Left hand by your left hip. Inhale your right arm to the sky. Exhale, right knee or right elbow to left knee, and then open up your chest to the left side of the room. Counter twist to the other side. Extend your feet forward, scoot your bum forward, and then extend the arms ahead of you and lower down vertebra by vertebra, all the way down to the ground. Keep your feet in bridge pose. We're just going to do a few back bends before our final resting pose. All right, inhale, lift the hips up. Arms can be along the mat or can clasp underneath your back. Really open up through the chest. Squeeze your knees in towards each other. Hold. Stay for another breath. And then exhale, lower down. Now, we're going to do either another bridge pose or you can feel free to do wheel. If you're doing bridge pose, just do the same, lift up. Otherwise, if you're doing wheel, plant your hands beside your ears and then lift up. Squeeze between your knees to encourage your legs together. Really open up through the chest. Begin to lower down, first the head, thoracic, and then the rest of your spine. Feet bump out, knees kiss. So you can offer some relief to your lower back that did so much work. And you can either stay here with your knees kissing, or you can find Supta Baddha Konasana, opening the knees, maybe a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly. Sometimes I even like to just bump my feet out a little bit and just lower my lower back towards the mat for some lower back relief. With whatever choice you've made, slowly make your way into a final happy baby. So clasp the edges of your feet, bend the knees towards your chest, and really kind of root your lower back down towards the ground. Maybe you sway from side to side. Give your lower back a little last massage. Then make your way to final pose, our resting pose, sweet, sweet Shava. Here we let go of the breath, which we've been working hard to link our movements to, and just let our body do what it naturally does. Shava. Gently start to wiggle the toes, the fingers, maybe roll your wrists and your ankles. Stretch your arms up overhead. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Roll to either side. And then start to lift up, eyes still closed. And then one last time, hands to Anjali Mudra. Perhaps we get to leave our mats today with a lighter mind and spirit and body, and maybe with a little bit more clarity. Maybe you brushed up against something challenging in today's class, and maybe that'll serve you well today. Maybe there's going to be some challenges in dealing with the confinement of today. But I love you all, and thank you for practicing with me. One last time, bow forward. Namaste.